Now to a new wave of lawsuits that are filed against Sean Diddy Combs. For the first time, the 54-year-old music mogul is being sued by a person alleging he was abused by Combs as a minor. Jerika Duncan reports on that and the other disturbing accusations.
Vanity Fair, I live an extravagant life, and I make no apologies for it. I'm free as a motherfucker. The Bad Boy Story is a group of young individuals that have come from the New York area, that grew up and was influenced in hip hop and took hip hop to another level.
Well, and you're saying that this is all just about that one relationship, but when you read through the indictment, they say that there's not just one victim. They say there's multiple victims here today. And what I heard described was they said they have 50 witnesses or victims.
Every day you get another chance, and every day I strive to be loved. Peace.
You were just named #1 Forbes hip hop. I mean, the #1 hip hop artist on Forbes list. That is like huge. Not only that, that's really impressive, but you were also named one of the 100 greatest living business minds. Now, you're up there with like Warren Buffett and all kinds of people. That's really impressive.
When we think of the biggest names in hip hop, images of success, wealth, and undeniable influence often come to mind. But what if fame and fortune unravel, revealing shocking allegations? Recently, headlines took an intense turn. Travis Scott quietly filed for divorce, and soon after, severe claims of misconduct surfaced against music mogul Diddy. These developments mark a moment where hip-hop culture, celebrity lifestyle, and intense legal battles intersect in a story that has left fans and the industry reeling. These are not ordinary celebrity controversies. They are accusations of a deeply unsettling nature. Here, we're facing claims that involve vulnerable individuals and sketch a dark portrait of exploitation, manipulation, and control. The news has shaken the perceptions many fans held about Diddy, a figure who built an empire in entertainment and cultivated a lasting legacy. The evidence and testimonies surfacing in this case now threaten that legacy, casting a shadow over the decades he spent building his career and influence. Consider this scenario. Someone who once represented the heights of success in the entertainment world now finds themselves accused of orchestrating an extensive system of exploitation. Prosecutors argue that Diddy's influence reached far beyond the recording studio and allegedly extended into manipulating vulnerable individuals in disturbing ways. In response, his defense team has launched an aggressive counterattack, calling the claims absurd and describing them as attempts to dismantle his public image based on flimsy evidence. To them, this case represents an inflated media story where public fascination has seemingly shifted the burden of proof against their client. They depict Diddy as a successful man targeted by exaggerated accusations, driven more by sensationalism than by factual evidence. Despite the defense's denials, public opinion isn't easily swayed. The allegations against Diddy aren't minor or dismissible. They include severe incidents that have called his image into question. For fans who once saw him as an inspiring success story, these revelations have cut deep. Now, with media coverage expanding daily, Diddy's reputation teeters on the edge. His case not only examines personal responsibility, but raises broader questions about how fame can obscure accountability. As the trial progresses, new evidence continues to reshape discussions around celebrity misconduct and societal expectations of accountability. Diddy's defense maintains that these allegations are exaggerated, arguing that they stem from tabloid narratives rather than solid facts. To support this stance, they point to media bias, suggesting that public fascination has distorted the justice process. Meanwhile, they are questioning the intentions and reliability of those testifying against him, implying that some may stand to benefit from tarnishing his reputation. The specifics of the allegations are alarming, filled with accounts that turn admiration into suspicion. The accusations paint a picture of an orchestrated system aimed at exploiting vulnerable people, a stark contrast to the charismatic, influential image Diddy has promoted for years. As a result, fans are grappling with the possibility that the person they once idolized may have led a double life, one that capitalized on power in ways that harm rather than uplift. Nevertheless, Diddy's team holds firm on his innocence, insisting that they will dismantle the prosecution's claims piece by piece. To them, this case is not about truth-seeking, but about toppling a high-profile celebrity. They argue that Diddy's fame has made him an easy mark for ambitious prosecutors and an eager media. According to his defense, this trial is a warning of the pitfalls that come with notoriety. where a person's success attracts baseless accusations. The stakes of this case could not be higher. The entertainment industry and society as a whole are watching closely, sensing that the outcome could redefine accountability standards for powerful figures. Should Diddy be convicted, it could set a precedent, signaling that fame and wealth offer no shield against consequences. An acquittal, on the other hand, could remind the public of the challenges inherent in pursuing justice against influential individuals. Either way, the decision will likely leave an enduring impact on how society perceives its celebrities and the extent of their accountability. This case hasn't only affected Diddy's image, it's jeopardized his entire career, business ventures, and even personal relationships. His former business associates have distanced themselves, wary of potential reputational damage. This scandal reaches far beyond one man's downfall, shaking the foundation of his family, colleagues, and even competitors who now see the case as a turning point in entertainment history. In response to the growing pressure, Diddy's defense team has opted for a careful, deliberate approach, insisting that a slow examination of evidence is essential for a fair trial. They claim intense media scrutiny has compromised Diddy's right to impartial judgment. Drawing out the proceedings, they aim to confront each piece of evidence meticulously, hoping to reveal inconsistencies and weaken the prosecution's case. The defense has even gone as far as suggesting that the prosecution's claims rely heavily on circumstantial evidence and accounts from individuals they argue are driven by personal motives. On the prosecution's side, they assert that they've gathered a robust array of digital evidence, supplemented by consistent witness testimonies, all indicating a concerning pattern of behavior. To them, Diddy's alleged actions aren't isolated incidents, but part of a recurring and disturbing trend. They believe that this digital trail is essential in demonstrating the extent of his actions and proving the claims against him. Diddy's defense, however, has questioned the reliability of this digital evidence, arguing that the messages and emails are either out of context, misinterpreted, or even falsified. They caution against taking such evidence at face value, especially given the potential for digital manipulation. In their view, the case is clouded by sensationalism, a situation where the media has magnified unproven claims, potentially influencing the court's decisions. This complex legal battle is happening against a backdrop of intense media coverage. Diddy's team accuses the press of unfairly shaping public opinion, calling the scrutiny an infringement on his right to a fair trial. The defense's argument isn't only a legal strategy, it's also an appeal to the public, urging them to consider Diddy as a potential victim of a system skewed by a voracious media environment. They claim that public perception is being manipulated, turning this case into both a legal and public relations war. Society's engagement with this trial transcends the specific accusations against Diddy, as people grapple with broader questions about privilege, responsibility, and fame. The case has forced many to question whether celebrities, with all the advantages that fame provides, are often given leniency that others wouldn't receive. Many wonder if the privileges Diddy once used to achieve success are now preventing him from facing consequences. Opinions on Diddy's case are sharply polarized. Some view him as a scapegoat, targeted due to his wealth and prominence. Others see the trial as a pivotal moment that could set a standard for holding influential figures accountable. For those advocating for justice, this case represents a societal shift toward fairness and transparency, an awakening to the need for impartiality and accountability for all. The fallout has impacted not only Diddy, but also his associates, friends, and family.
Those close to him are feeling the weight of the scandal,
balancing loyalty with the reality of public judgment. Business partners are reconsidering their ties, and family members are finding themselves under scrutiny simply due to their connections with him. The stakes are enormous, touching all aspects of Diddy's world and everyone in it. As the trial proceeds, Judge Subramanian has become a crucial figure, especially in his decision to deny Diddy bail, underscoring the seriousness of the accusations. His refusal to grant bail is seen by the defense as further evidence of a judicial bias influenced by the media, yet the judge remains steadfast. For him, this is about justice, about finding truth amidst public fascination and legal arguments. Every decision, every argument in court is amplified by a global audience hanging on every detail. The stakes couldn't be higher, and as the world waits for the outcome, one thing is clear. This case is not just about one man's reputation. It's about the society we want to build, one that values accountability, fairness, and justice over fame and fortune. The court proceedings have become a study in how legal battles play out in the public eye, with Diddy's defense team leveraging every opportunity to challenge the credibility of witnesses and highlight gaps in the prosecution's evidence. Their approach reflects a larger theme in celebrity trials: the role of fame in both providing resources for defense and amplifying the stakes. In trials involving figures as influential as Diddy, every argument, every rebuttal, and every moment in court is designed not just to persuade the judge or jury, but to influence public perception, to sway opinion in a way that could redefine the star's legacy. For prosecutors, the stakes are equally high. They're faced with the task of proving misconduct in a world where powerful figures often wield significant influence over their accusers and the narrative itself. This trial brings to light the challenges faced by prosecutors who must present evidence against a figure whose career and reputation are interwoven with the lives of countless fans and industry insiders. Each piece of digital evidence, every testimony, and all other details need to withstand intense scrutiny from not only the defense, but also a public eager for transparency and clarity. This trial, however, has also opened up a broader conversation about how society handles accusations of misconduct, especially when they involve beloved public figures. For years, the media has been both an ally and an adversary to high-profile defendants, with coverage sometimes amplifying allegations or, at other times, minimizing accountability. As the public watches the case unfold, they're forced to confront the role that media plays in shaping the narrative and, by extension, influencing justice. This has led to a collective reassessment of the dynamics between fame, media, and accountability, with some calling for more responsible journalism and others questioning whether sensationalism undermines the pursuit of truth. Meanwhile, the judge has faced enormous pressure to maintain impartiality and ensure a fair trial amidst the media storm. His decisions, especially regarding evidentiary standards and witness credibility, have a ripple effect that extends far beyond the courtroom. Legal analysts point out that this case could establish new precedents for handling celebrity misconduct allegations, potentially influencing future cases involving prominent individuals accused of serious crimes. For example, how evidence is handled in cases involving influential figures may change, with judges likely to consider the impact of media coverage on the fairness of trials. As the public debate intensifies, the trial has ignited discussions on social media about the balance of power and justice, with fans and critics alike weighing in on the allegations and their implications. Conversations range from support for Diddy to calls for greater accountability for celebrities in general. Supporters argue that he's become a scapegoat, a victim of a society eager to tear down its idols, while critics see this as a chance to finally hold a powerful figure responsible. This polarization highlights a cultural shift. In the digital age, celebrity trials have become public spectacles, where every detail, every piece of evidence, and every argument is dissected, analyzed, and debated by millions. Adding to the complexity, many of Diddy's industry colleagues are navigating the difficult decision of whether to speak out, stay silent, or distance themselves entirely. For some, the allegations have raised questions about their own involvement and knowledge, and the ethics of working with individuals whose actions may not align with their values. This has led to a ripple effect across the entertainment industry, with artists, producers, and executives reevaluating their relationships and partnerships in light of the scandal. For some, this moment has underscored the importance of accountability within the industry, sparking renewed interest in initiatives that promote transparency and ethical behavior among influential figures. The defense's strategy has also shed light on the inherent complexities of celebrity trials, where the lines between personal and public life blur. They contend that Diddy's past achievements and public persona should factor into the trial, arguing that his contributions to the music industry and community should be taken into consideration. However, critics argue that fame and wealth should not excuse misconduct, and that celebrities should be held to the same standards as everyone else. This tension between celebrity privilege and justice has become a focal point in the trial, raising difficult questions about how society balances admiration for public figures with the need for accountability. Throughout all this, the prosecution remains focused on painting a consistent narrative of exploitation and control, presenting a pattern of behavior they argue is supported by the evidence. They contend that this is not about isolated incidents, but a broader issue of power and abuse within the entertainment industry. For them, the case is about more than Diddy himself. It's a chance to address systemic issues within an industry that has long been criticized for shielding influential figures from consequences. In closing, this trial serves as a reminder of the complexities surrounding fame, power, and responsibility. It's a case that has forced society to confront uncomfortable truths about celebrity culture and the ethical obligations that come with influence. As the legal battle continues, the public is left to grapple with these issues, reflecting on the kind of justice they believe in and the level of accountability they expect from those who have shaped popular culture. The outcome, regardless of the verdict, will undoubtedly have far-reaching implications, sparking ongoing conversations about the intersection of fame, ethics, and justice in the modern world. As the trial progresses, discussions are intensifying around how the entertainment industry can, or should, better protect individuals from exploitation and abuse. This case could push industry leaders to confront issues around influence, power dynamics, and systemic protections for vulnerable individuals in the world of entertainment. The spotlight on Diddy's trial may drive change in how companies and individuals within these sectors respond to misconduct allegations, possibly leading to stronger policies, more oversight, and increased support for survivors. The outcome of this trial could set a new standard for accountability, especially if the allegations are upheld in court. Advocates for change argue that the entertainment world has historically minimized and even enabled abuses of power, particularly when the accused holds significant influence. Public figures like Diddy, who have cultivated a powerful presence across media and business, are often seen as untouchable, their actions shielded by their wealth, connections, and the industry's financial interests in protecting them. This case has reignited calls for transparency and ethical responsibility, with activists and legal experts calling for systems that ensure justice isn't swayed by fame or fortune. For fans and followers of pop culture, this trial represents a challenging moment of reckoning. Fans of high-profile figures are frequently torn between admiration for the talent and achievements of these individuals and the uncomfortable truths that may emerge about their personal actions. In many ways, this case mirrors the shift in societal attitudes toward accountability, where celebrities are no longer perceived as being above the law simply because of their public contributions or artistic impact. This shift has been echoed in recent movements calling for more rigorous standards and less tolerance for misconduct, regardless of status. Moreover, the case has also drawn attention to the influence of social media as a tool for both empowerment and polarization. Supporters and detractors of Diddy have taken to platforms like Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube to voice their opinions, dissecting every piece of information and often influencing the narrative outside the courtroom. Social media has democratized access to information and commentary, but it has also created echo chambers where misinformation and selective facts can thrive. This phenomenon has complicated the public's perception of the case, with each side shaping a story that resonates with their followers. The trial's unfolding on social media underscores the need for responsible sharing and critical thinking in an era where details are often amplified, dissected, and sometimes distorted in real time. The trial has also raised questions about what kind of legacy high-profile individuals can leave behind in the age of cancel culture. For some, a guilty verdict could tarnish Diddy's legacy permanently, affecting how his contributions to music, fashion, and media are remembered. However, others argue that his legacy should be separated from his personal actions, a perspective that complicates the debate over accountability versus contributions. This case encapsulates the broader discussion around redemption, public forgiveness, and whether it's possible for prominent figures to recover from serious allegations. If acquitted, Diddy's reputation may be partially restored, but the case may leave an indelible mark on how fans and the industry perceive him going forward. Industry insiders are watching closely too, as the trial has brought to light vulnerabilities in the current structures for addressing and managing allegations of misconduct. Record labels, production companies, and other organizations are increasingly being scrutinized for the ways they handle or ignore complaints against powerful figures. This scrutiny has led to a growing consensus that the industry must do more to prevent abuses of power, from establishing clear protocols for handling accusations to offering better resources and support for individuals who come forward with claims of mistreatment. In conclusion, this case is not just a legal battle for Diddy. It has become a cultural touchstone, forcing society to grapple with uncomfortable truths about power, privilege, and accountability in a modern world where fame no longer guarantees immunity from scrutiny. The trial's outcome could have wide-reaching consequences, affecting not only Diddy's future, but also shaping the legal and cultural landscape of the entertainment industry for years to come. Whether the final verdict leads to a reckoning within the industry or simply fades over time, it has already ignited critical conversations that will continue long after the courtroom doors close. Thank you for reading. For more deep dives and updates, hit that subscribe button. Keep exploring, stay informed, and until next time, remember to stay curious with Inside Out.